Hey folks, what's up? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Hope you're having a good start to the weekend. Today I wanted to go ahead and do a short video on the new offering from Ellusionist and the other brothers, and that is Card to Pocket. So if you pick this up, I believe it was $35, I think, and this is a brilliant effect. If you're not familiar with the effect, I think the title says it all, right? Card to Pocket. Card to Pocket, right? So, but basically, well, let me just give you a rundown. You have a deck of cards, and you just ask the spectator to think of a card, to actually name any card. It could be random. You want to encourage randomness. They name said card. And you actually say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to go ahead and just hand you the deck that's been in full view. It's not even been taken out of the box. You could actually take it out of the box and hand them the deck. And you say, could you do me a favor? Could you just go ahead and take out your card and give it to me? Let's say they say the Two of Hearts. And so you stand back with your hands kind of in your pocket to show that, hey, this is on you at this point. So they're going through the deck, trying to find the Two of Hearts, and alas, they can't find it. And you're like, wait a minute, are you sure? Do you want to just double check? And as they're going through the second time, you're like, let me go ahead and save you. Let me spare you. Before I came over to you, I actually placed one card in my pocket, and you pull out the Two of Hearts. It's a very clean effect. It is so clean. And I debated doing this review, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I know there's a lot of people asking questions. There's already one review up so far, and I just want to give my honest opinion, my honest feedback on this. So what are you going to get? You're going to get a really cool box. For starters, Ellusionist has great packaging, and they say, some stuff about former Card to Pocket tricks. It said, Card to Pocket effects always have one of two major drawbacks. You're either dirty before you go to your pocket, aka you can't show your hand empty, or you're dirty after you reveal their card and can't show all of your pockets empty, either because of multiple outs or an index. How can you overcome both of these problems? Then they go on to say, well, the other brothers, two minds greater than one, have came up with something. The spectator thinks of any card from the deck on the table. You could do this in the hands, or you could have it on the table. That's true. No force required. There is no force. They can name any card at all, and it's always going to be in your pocket. So that may be an indicator of something. 2, it vanishes with no sleight of hand. That's true. That's true. There's no sleight of hand on your part. Now remember, the card is vanishing in their hands, and that the card, whatever they name, it's always going to vanish in the deck in their hands. Right? They're going through the deck. The card will vanish in their hands. You pull it out of your pocket. Everything they're saying here is obviously true. You then pull all of your pockets inside out to show that magic is sure real. So there it is. And they have some other stuff on there. And I'm going to show you. I can't show everything in here because that will give away the method, and I'm just not able to do that. But I will show one specific thing, and that is you're going to get a deck of cards, and this is what the spectator will take into their hands and look through to try to find their card. Go ahead and close that up. Now, with this, you're basically getting three things. This, something else, and something else. The something else that's included is going to be what allows you to pull their card out of your pocket. And the unique contribution to this specific effect, I think, is the ability to show your pockets clean. There's several things going on in this trick, and let me just say, this is a very involved card to pocket. Like, this isn't, I think it even says on the box, yeah, the weak method destroyer. This is no weak method. This is no, it's not an easy method. It's going to take a little bit of practice. You're not going to be able to pick this up and go out in the streets and just perform it. It's going to take a little bit of practice for sure, because they have to go over each thing. 3 things are included. This and 2 other things, and they go over, obviously, each thing and how that plays out, how that works. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This isn't there is something else that's included. But anyway, the effect is still the same. This is the only one that I could show because it's the most normal looking, okay? There's a scratch going across it. I'm not sure why that was like that, but that's no big deal, obviously, and that just kind of adds to the wear that, I've had it for a while. But anyway, yeah, it is a great effect, but it's very involved. There are multiple things that's going on. There is some sleight of hand that's happening on the part of you, obviously, because you're going into your pocket and pulling out their card. So there's some, I guess it is sleight of hand. You're performing a little bit of sleight of hand, but it's under the cover of, a wide range of time. So while they're going through the pack and looking for their card, that leaves enough time for you to do what you have to do to make this trick work. It is very clean, and it is true that you show your pockets empty at the end. I mean, it's that clean of a trick. This is exactly everything that you think it would be from a card to pocket. It's everything on the ad copy. Everything here is true. Everything you see on the performances of Daryl and Daryl performing this is true. Alright guys, so is it worth your money? Is it worth your time and effort to learn this effect? Yes, this is a killer effect. There are others like it. This one is unique, I will say that. If you're familiar with Daniel Madison, he does something very similar to this, and this is going to be the same idea, but this is a different method. It is different in a few respects. It's $35, $30 or $35, $40. It's under $40, so it's, in my eyes, it could be like $60 or $70. This is a really good effect. It is clean as long as you put in the practice. There is a little bit of risk, it's a fair amount of risk, I ain't gonna lie, in a couple of ways, and I can't say more about that, but what I can say is that if you put in the time, if you put in the work, put in the practice, you will be able to perform this fairly easy once you do get it down. Now after you get it and see it, you'll be like, wow, this is kind of daunting. Like, it's not for the faint of heart. Just like they say, it's just destroys the weak method destroyer, right? So it's not for the faint of heart. It involves risk. It involves you just sort of going for it, and that's what reminds me of old school David Blaine, old school, but even nowadays too, where he just sort of goes for something, man. It's almost like that feeling you get when you do a classic force and you're not sure if it's going to hit, but you're giving it your best shot, and then it lands, right? That's sort of the same feeling that I get when I do this, because there's a possibility that something may happen, but as long as you're doing your job, as long as you're going by what Daryl says, you're gonna melt minds. $35. It's worth it, man. Guys, pick it up. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, just because there are others out there that's like this. But what's unique about this is it's new. They combine a couple different things together to make this effect just a banger. Guys, thanks for checking out my humble review. Jorge Anito here signing off. Have a good rest of your weekend.